Welcome to another edition of the Stack Supplement Podcast, where we run down all of the top stories and exciting announcements shared on our website from the past 7 days. And it has been a busy damn 7 days. I'll give you, last week it was picking things up. I think the start of the year was a really huge time for the industry, sports nutrition, functional, and everything. But the past couple of weeks, usually around April, things get a bit slow, and now it seems we're ramping up with a lot of hype and innovation. Well, perfect timing for the Clash of the Cans contest, but which we have actually also opened up. I'm recording this earlier than last year, but still late. We have opened up our entry list. So now brands can go to stack.com. There should be a post there, you'll be able to find it. And you'll be able to throw your name on the list if you're not on there. There's 160 or 70 energy drinks on there right now. And the way it's going to work is that first round of Clash of the Cans, proudly sponsored by Dynamine again, the first round is going to have pretty much everybody. Everything in existence in the category is available to be voted on. And then each person gets to submit one vote, and then the top 24 go through the quarterfinals. And that list is made up of pretty much everyone. There's even going to be a manual box there where if your energy drink is not on the list, you can get it thrown in on there. So it's a little bit harder that way because then people have to scroll all the way down to the bottom and type it in each time to vote. So we always encourage people to get their name on the list, and it's not like I think the only distinguishing feature that you need to have to qualify is you need to have been on the market for longer than a month. This was something we've had trouble with in the past when something just hit the market or something. Pretty much that's like it. The only catch is that if it just came out there, I'm not going to put you out there to be voted on. And so yeah, I think that rule is a month, give or take. So if you go to stack.com, you can get your name on there if you have an energy drink that you're a fan of, if you an affiliate, you actually work with the company, whatever it may be, any association, throw it down, we'll get it on the list and it can be voted on. But getting into things, we're going to start off with news from Prime, who has kind of replicated what we saw it do last year with the Prime X series. Now this was a treasure hunt basically. They launched a special edition. It was a bunch of bottles. They had a blue and a pink, or a cyan and magenta, however you want to call it. And they came in holographic alternatives, but basically you would buy these and then underneath the wrapper was a matte piece and you could collect them all. You'd have to store them online. And if you got all 12, you won $1 million. Now, if there was multiple winners, you had to share the prize, but one person won eventually anyway. So this year, Prime is doing very much the same thing, different series, different name, but same kind of parameters. They have launched the Prime Collector Series. Now this is a special edition white with gold bottle. It does have a unique flavor. It is kiwi berry citrus or kiwi raspberry citrus. It's the same flavor that we saw in Central C and the Peso Pluma, I think is how you pronounce it. Those authentic collabs had that flavor. That flavor is in the Collector series, and it's a pretty eye-catching design, unmissable. I tell you, white and gold, it will stand out, and it's available in a lot of countries. I'm going to actually try and rattle them off here. So last year, Prime X wasn't available in that many places. I think it was Australia, UK, and the US. I'm not sure if it was Canada. It might have been Canada. This year, the Collector series is expanded to US, Canada, Mexico, UK, Australia, South Africa, and then France and Germany being the only two outside of the UK and Europe that are getting the Collector series. Now, there's a lot of explaining on this one, and I'll run through it as best as possible. Very similar to last year, where Prime X gave away $1 million to one who collected all the matte pieces. This year, it's a little bit different. You have to collect trophies. So if you go to the official website, make an account, you can store up your trophies there. And the trophies will be discovered from under the bottle cap, so not the wrapper. You have to pop open the cap, get the code, put it in online, and then find out what trophy you got. There are 10 to collect, not 12 matte pieces. However, last year, you may remember that we kind of dug into the details and noticed that, so all of the 12 pieces, 11 had the same probability, one of them didn't. The same thing is occurring this year. So of the 10 different trophies you can find, 9 of them are incredibly easy to get, or at least evenly easy to get. One, however, is, I'm going to find this one for you. Again, it's a very, very, very similar story to last year. So let's see if I can just bring it up quickly. So the chance of finding one of those rare trophies or codes for trophies is 1 in 1.896 million. It's very small odds, and there are only 15,175,000 codes out there. So we did the math for you. That means that there are only 8 of these rare digital trophies out there, and that was the same probability that we had last year. There are only 8 of the rare map pieces for Prime X. There are only 8 of the rare trophy for Collector Series Prime. And that's spread across the world. So you would have the same odds. I'm not sure how it works. Like, did they just randomly throw them out there? And there's the shot that maybe all 8 ended up in one country and none in the other. Who knows? I'm not sure how it was distributed, but that is the probability. And there are only 8. Now, there were 8 of the rare map last year for Prime X, and only one person won. So I would have to assume that this year we might only see one again. And so it's well worth shooting for the moon. At minimum, you win 100 and something grand. At 125, at maximum, you take over 7 figures, which is huge. And it is worth noting that it is equal opportunity. All of those countries, anyone can win the $1 million prize. Obviously, different currencies. The prize is 1 million US, and it's well worth making the effort. And I would say that, and I mentioned this last year, I'm not sure if it was on the podcast, but you have to think about it. Yes, there are 8 of them out there, but how many people are rolling up and drinking it and just throwing it? How many people don't care about collecting the pieces? It turns out a lot, because only one of the 8 rare ones last year were found. So I would think that is pretty much the chance that we have here. So yeah, check out the website for more details. We tried to get as much info as we could out there, just to, again, you have until is it mid-July, early second week of July. So you got about 6 weeks to hunt them down, find them, collect them, and get your name in. And it is going to work. It's not who gets it first. It's if you all get it by the said date. So all, I think it's, like I think it's mid-July. If everybody has their pieces, all 10 trophies by that date, whoever has it, it divides evenly. So if I collected 10 today, and then someone collected them all 10 on the last day, we would share it 50-50. So yeah, more details on the site as per usual. Next up, we're going to jump over to the David protein bar, who had 2 mammoth announcements. One of them not so much David, but basically last week, David announced that it had purchased, I might butcher the name, I'm gonna say Epogi, whatever the name is. They are the maker of, Jesus, I'm trying to remember the name, EPG, which is a unique, innovative fat ingredient. Now, David wasn't the first to use it. This ingredient has been around for a bit. And basically what it is it has all the a lot of the properties in terms of taste and texture as fat, but you don't get the calories. So it's sort of like a lower calorie fat. And it's very useful in obviously functional foods where protein to calorie ratios are huge. And that is exactly what David Protein hangs its name on with the David Protein Bar. And obviously it uses, no surprise, it does use EPG. David Protein Bar purchased the maker of EPG, and huge news. The acquisition was $75 million. I guess it's not that much in the grand scheme of things in terms of some of the things we have seen purchased. Huge number nonetheless, and to be honest, it's almost a steal for them to get that, considering it's such an innovative ingredient. And at the time, I thought it was awesome. Like, they would obviously be able to maintain availability. Innovation would be much faster. Pricing would probably be friendlier. However, a few days later, this week, on Monday, companies that were, I know one of the companies, Own Your Hunger, the maker of Wonder Spread, incredibly delicious peanut butter, they were put in with a federal lawsuit, I believe it is, against David and the acquisition of Epogi, saying that it is like an antitrust thing, which I guess does make sense when you think about it. If you are a company that wants to use it and it's owned by your competitor, it's a tough story to deal with. And obviously, seeing that announcement, companies acted incredibly quickly. And there were a few other companies within this lawsuit who joined to file it, but it is a pretty big one. It'll be interesting to see how it unfolds, but I can understand why. And I'm sure that many people can understand why. We were asked about the acquisition and told it was such a huge move when it was made. And it does secure arguably one of the key lower calorie innovations in the functional realm doesn't really guarantee it to one brand or anything, but I guess that's what they're asking, what they're challenging is that they've got a monopoly on it now. So we put a little bit out about it, breaking down the story that we had been sent, and then we linked to that site. So if you go to the website, you can see a full breakdown of it, but it is a very interesting one and big news for David, regardless of what came after, just being able to acquire that for a company who's still not even a year old and who's made the noise that it has. In that announcement, they said that they were approaching or looking to do 100 million revenue in their first year of business, which is insane for a protein snacking company. But this is from the same guy who did RX Bar, who grew it, sold it to Kellogg's, I think it was, whatever it may be. So them buying this makes complete sense. And I'm sure that he learned, the guy who's obviously with the RX Bar now doing David, he probably learned a few things along the way, like, man, I wish I had done this, man, I wish I had done that. This feels like one of those moves where it's like, man, my supply chain got shit on. I need to figure out a new way to, this is probably something where, you know what, if we can snatch this up now, it's going to save us money in the long term. And again, it's a pretty good price considering the innovative ingredient, and it has been around for a while. Either way, check more about that on the website. We go down in a bit of detail. Next up, we're going to jump over to Muscle Tech. It's no coincidence. It's actually not a coincidence that I'm wearing this shirt. Actually, sorry, it is a coincidence, my bad, that I'm wearing this shirt. Literally just threw this on. But Muscle Tech has dropped a bit of an announcement regarding their muscle peptide, well, sorry, I need to remember the original name, Peptide 185, which was their DL185 dileucine supplement they launched last year, the first to use DL185, the dileucine, I need to break this down. It's basically a more absorbable, higher efficacy leucine to improve recovery, muscle growth and building, and all those good things that come with better efficacy. And it was launched originally exclusively with Muscle Tech. There are now a few brands that use it. It's been a great seller for Muscle Tech. I remember when they first put it out, they were having trouble keeping it in stock. They've now rebranded this, and this is an interesting thing. And I know a little bit about this. Well, I know all about it, but I can't say. They've rebranded the supplement Muscle Peptide 185. Now, there's more to this than just rebranding it Muscle Peptide 185. The ingredients are still the same. You still get the DL185, same ingredients, same dosages, same capsules and all that. One of the reasons behind this is changing the look, not necessarily changing the name, but changing the look, is because they're about to do 2 other supplements. Now, I can't say what they are, but they are similarly minded muscle builders and strength builders and performance enhancers, leaning into that peptide name, I think I can say. And it's very interesting because I've been around with Stacked since early 2010s, and these were the days before that, you know, I was getting into supplements pretty quickly, and around that time we had, was it Kriya Kick, Lua Kick, and Ga Kick. If some classic Muscle Tech fans out there remember, they know exactly what I'm talking about, and it was basically a muscle building set. You had all 3, you could buy them in a set, you could buy them in, it was just a really cool, well-marketed set. And Muscle Tech innovation at its best. And then a few years later, we got something very similar with Clear Muscle, Phosphor Muscle, Plasma Muscle. I was trying to remember that. And it also kind of harked back to that original approach where we remember that Lua Kick, Ga Kick, Kriya Kick. They're doing that pretty much with this. Now, I can't say what the other supplements are, but they're going to work in unison. They're about to be all stacked together, very similar minded to the muscle building sets that we'd seen in the past, where they'll individually be able to work great, but work even better and just results stack on top of results when used together. More details will be on those supplements shortly. I think we are allowed to reveal one of them or both of them soon. And then the launch is coming July. I think it's early July, maybe late June. So it's a big deal, a massive launch, and I'm looking forward to kind of, again, being around from that Kriya Kick day, I just really like to see them kind of, yeah, doing what they did back then, and then midway through, and then now it's just pretty cool to see them, I guess, throw back to their roots, you could almost say. The next story we've got heads us over to Canadian brand HD Muscle, which is definitely one of your more premium competitors. They have been around for a while and just been slinging higher quality, high-end supplements for a while. They're one of the few that has done, I would say, just very specific categories. And in Canada, that's very uncommon. You don't get brands doing things like kidney health, liver health, organ health, premium multivitamins. Multivitamins itself is usually tied down to a cost-effective thing. It's not, it has that barrier. It's one of those supplements where there are so many multivitamins around 10, 20 bucks that people just have a hard time paying more. It's not a supplement that you're going to take and think, oh wow, I do feel twice as good, I'm gonna spend this. Their benefits are there, but they hit premium where you don't usually see it. And in the Canadian market, that is really impressive to see. In any specialty market, that's not really like the US, the UK, you get quite a bit of it, Australia as well. But as you trickle down, you don't usually see that much. And HD Muscle has always just done that. They've done a great job at that. But the latest from them is going to be the opposite direction. HD Muscle has had a few pre-workouts on the market for a while, each with its own specific benefits. The Pre-HD line, that's black. I'm gonna have to remember it because I know there's black, elite, and what was the other one? Ultra, black, HD, and ultra, black being the high stim. But ultra and, got it again, Pre-HD, elite, and ultra were two from the start, and they aren't even differentiating in stimulants. They're all comprehensive pre-workouts with their own balance, but they all have stims. Now, next up is Pre-HD Essential, which is indeed going to be a cost-effective pre-workout. This is something we've seen from many brands over the last year or two, I would say. There was a good run of 2 years, maybe a year, where we saw premium pre-workouts left and right. Brands was, hey, this is 60 bucks, this is 70 bucks, and it was just kitchen sink formulas. I thought it was the shit. I thought it was the best. That was soon overtaken by the complete other direction, where brands would do, instead of putting in more and charging you more so you could get more of your pre-workout, they would put in less and make it, in theory, more cost effective in terms of overall price. Not like if I had the workout of my life at 50, you can't still have the workout of your life at $30. Like, the ingredients are different. So it's not value in terms of efficacy, it's more value in terms of just getting a damn serving of pre-workout for $1. And that is kind of what the cost-effective pre-workout trend is, where you get supplements sitting around 20, 30 bucks, which hadn't been seen for a very long time. And you would get the formulas that you would expect. Like, very few under the 30 mark have been like, holy shit, this is amazing. How did you do this? Panda, I think, is probably the closest. Theirs was 35, I think. And it was insane, their Christmas one. Pollen has its beast, Gorilla Mind has its beast. Both of those are closer to 40 though. But under the 30, you just don't usually get, like, you get what you do, you get what you pay for, as they say. And Pre-HD Essential is very much that. Is going live for $29.99, so just a cent under the $30 mark. And the formula, I will, like, again, the formula is good for the money, but it's not good compared to everything else that's out there. You get 4 grams of citrulline, 3.2 beta-alanine, a gram of taurine, a gram of tyrosine, 3 grams of betaine, 200 caffeine, and 50 milligrams of caffeine citrate, which is a 50-50, so 225 milligrams of caffeine in total from each serving, and 25 servings per tub. So it's pretty solid for $29.99. I like the balance of betaine at 3 grams. So if you double it, you're at 6, which is a damn fine dose. And you can double this. That was the one thing I did like about some of the cost-effective pre-workouts, is where brands would give you like 4 grams of citrulline, 6 grams of citrulline. They would give you these amounts that were good for the money, but they wouldn't push the stims. They would keep the caffeine within a realm of like 200, maybe 150, where you'd be like, okay, I could actually double this if I needed. And it's not going to cost much more cents for them to make the actual full caffeine amount. But I liked that the brands who sit there and say, hey, look, this is a cost-effective pre-workout, but if you really want to slap, you can throw down 2 of these. And this is Pre-HD Essential. You double it, it'll bring you to 12 servings, but the dosages are huge. So that would take you to 8 citrulline, 6 betaine, 2 tyrosine, 2 taurine, a double dose of beta-alanine at 6.4, and then the caffeine was hit at 450. So those aren't numbers. None of those are numbers we haven't seen before in a single serving of a pre-workout. But this is a cost-effective supplement. It gives you the ability to double up. If maybe you've been running singles all week and you want to finish with a leg day or a heavy, whatever it may be, you've got room to double. You've got room to 1.5 if you want, but 25 per tub. So anything less or so anything more than a single serve will bring the overall, not the overall value, but the cost per serving goes up. The last story we've got is the brand behind us, and this, they had one hell of a week. Ghost was dropping bombs left, right, and center. It was just great to see them doing what they do best. And like I said, they've always done pretty damn good when it comes to the big announcements. And this week was just, it was no different. And so firstly, I mean, we're going to run through it all, but firstly, they announced the return of their Bubblicious collaborations. So Strawberry Bubblicious is returning for the Ghost energy drink, as well as the Ghost Legend pre-workout. And the Cotton Candy Bubblicious is returning for the Ghost energy drink. There are some exclusivities, if I recall correctly, on the, I'm trying to remember exactly how it goes. The Bubblicious Energy Strawberry Energy and Legend and Cotton Candy, all of them will be at specialty stores like GNC and Vitamin Shop from June 1st, so out now. The beverages will also go into retail, big box retail, but only Kroger, starting June 25th. And I believe they won't be going anywhere else. The pre-workout is here for, I guess, going forward. It's not a limited drop, the other two, from what I know. In addition to this, Ghost details surfaced on a special edition Cherry Limeade. So they had partnered with The Used, the classic rock band The Used, who are celebrating their 25th anniversary this year. They did a special edition The Used cans, a reskin of Cherry Limeade for the energy drink. And I think this, we mentioned this in the story on the site. It's very cool to see, because if you're a fan of that band, like I am myself, you'll know that right from season 1, Ghost had a lot of this background, these bands, these types of bands, including The Used, in the back of its behind the brand, I can't remember what name, I think that's the name of it, the YouTube series. The Used featured many times and has continued to feature throughout their YouTube series. And so it's cool to see them do this, 7-8 years later, actually team up with The Used, make a can that's exclusive to their concerts and pop-up events, which is just really cool. But furthermore, Ghost announced 2 special edition drinks. So there is a reskin of the Kiwi Strawberry Ghost Hydrate, and then there's a special edition original Ghost energy drink that also features a design that matches the Ghost Hydrate, and both of which are themed and for the Warped Tour, the iconic rock music festival, which is having its 30-year anniversary this year. They have partnered up, and both of these special editions will only be available at its many shows coming shortly. I think it didn't have a huge amount, but they are on the site. That's where you'll be able to get both of these. The original special edition is an interesting one, because the original is a flavor that was previously only available as on premise, so at bars and events, in that 8.4, 8 ounce can, whatever it may be. They did launch it, I can't remember what the launch details were earlier this year, where they made it widely available, but still in that 8 ounce can. This is the first time we're seeing it in a full size. So this is going to be the original in a 16 ounce, full 16 ounce can. All of the ingredients, still the same goodies, but exclusive to the Warped Tour. So this is really the first time you're going to be able to get the original Ghost energy drink and enjoy it, in a full experience, unless of course you had 2 8 ounces and stack them together. But lastly, the last little bit of information we have comes from this one right back here. Now, this is from Ghost, who announced that, of course it's from Ghost. It's another new piece of news from Ghost, and it's a pretty big one. So, and there is explanation to this. So when Ghost originally launched its protein cereal, which can be found in major supermarkets, it wasn't just Ghost launching it. And you could have probably picked up on that when it got immediate availability in cereal aisles at stores. Getting placement like that is next to impossible from a supplement company by itself. Like, you don't see that. They're usually thrown into the health section, or maybe the beverage, whatever it may be. Now, Ghost actually partnered with General Mills, the cereal giant, to make its cereal. And lo and behold, it showed up in supermarkets alongside a lot of General Mills cereals. Now, knowing Ghost and its just skills with authentic collaborations, it was only a matter of time before they decided to lean on that partnership a little bit more and make an authentic flavor partnership, whatever it may be, of a cereal from the General Mills brand. Now, that is precisely what has just come to light. They have indeed partnered with General Mills and made a protein I don't know how you want to say it. You can flip it however you do. It's a cinnamon toast crunch flavor of Ghost protein cereal, or it's a cinnamon toast crunch cereal flavor, cereal with extra protein. And I have tried it. It is pretty damn good. They don't hit the cinnamon spice as much as I would have expected, but it's there. And considering you've got 17 grams of protein, I believe it's 170 calories. So same balance as what you get in the other two cereals, the peanut butter and the, is it marshmallow? It's on par with those. I still like the marshmallow one. I think it's the marshmallow one I liked a little bit better. And they actually replicate the pieces as well. So this isn't like a lot of those Magic Spoon cereals, other protein cereals, they stick to kind of one shape, circles, hoops, whatever, sorry, not circles, balls or hoops. These guys have, Ghost has replicated that rectangular or square shape, and it's got the sprinkle on top of the pieces. It just, Ghost knows what it's doing when it does authentic collaborations, and as you'd expect, this is not Ghost mimicking a flavor in a supplement. This is Ghost doing the format that thing is known for and doing it justice. So kudos to them, and one of the biggest announcements I'd seen in quite some time in the industry, not just from Ghost, but in the industry in its entirety. And this was paired with all of the other stuff that they shared last week. So it was a huge, huge week, all of which you can catch on the website. For this episode, that is it. I thank you for listening. Anything you want to hear about, also find out more about, whatever it may be, go over to stack.com, stack3d.com. Follow along, check it out every day, twice a day, 10 times a day. Put it on your phone, just leave your phone there looking at it for the rest of the day, whatever it may be. Share with your mom, your dad, brother, sister, friends, other family members. And once again, thank you for listening. Look forward to having you back next time.